Good day to you. We are going to do a 30-minute workout. You adjust as you need to. Grab a set of weights if you've got them. I encourage you to challenge yourself. I was talking to a young man who graduated with my son in the gym, and he was talking about if people would just realize if they go to the gym and they stop shoving junk into their face, they would feel so much better. This is what this is about, because some people need help. And so this exercise, this video, is to give you some ideas of what you can do. You don't need to go to a gym. We're going to do a quick little warm up, and then we're going to start in. Again, it's going to be 30 minutes. You're going to exercise for 45 seconds. You're going to get a 15-second rest in between. Grab water if you need it. I have my Energize Go for a little bit of extra energy, some hydration, all of that. If you want to know about that, just message me or check out my links in my bios. Oh, check out everything about me and you'll find it. Anyway, we're going to get right into it. I'm going to give you modifications. If you can't do what I'm doing, please modify. The key is your form. Do not try to be the hero and do something big and great when your form is not good, because you're going to hurt yourself. Watch your form, and I will cue that form all the time. And I'm going to get my little timer started. The first thing we're going to do is do a quick warm up. We're just going to step out to the side. We're going to go side to side. And what we're going to do with this side to side is warm up our body. We move the arms out and in. We're going to start warming up. Abs in, shoulders back and down. Make sure you're not letting that belly sag out. I would suggest, while you're doing this, put some music on. I have music, and it was purchased through ASCAP, so I should be able to use it. And every time I try to upload to YouTube, I have issues with it, so we're not using music today. You know, music is so much more motivating. So put music on that makes you want to dance. Yeah, 5 seconds to go. Hang in there. We're warming up. All right, first one is going to be squat. Show you sideways. Feet are shoulder width apart, toes ahead. Shoulder blades back and down. We're going slow. Take it down and then back up. Now, if you notice, I'm acting like I'm going to sit down in a chair. Going slow. I am not putting my knees forward like this. Okay? Pretend you're going to sit down, and if you need to, put a chair behind you. Tap your butt on it. That'll get the right form, because when you're in this squat, when you're down here, you should be able to pick up your toes. You can't pick up your big toe when you're down that squat. That means your weight is coming forward, and you're going to hurt your knees. Again, my chest is forward as well. I'm not squatting like this. Pretend you're talking to somebody. Next one is we're going to do the inchworm. You can start this on your knees if you need to. You're going to come down, walk your hands out, go to your knees if you have to, for a push-up, and then walk them back. You're going to come up, walk it out, push up with the chest, not the chin, and walk it back up. Again, you can start it low if you need to. You can start it from the floor. Show you that option. You start it from the floor, you walk it out, you walk it back. You walk it out, you walk it back. Those are options for you. If you can't do the full range yet, you got to start somewhere, right? Abs in, chest comes down, not the chin. Keep the shoulders tall. One more. And up. Again, each one 45 minutes. 45 seconds, not minutes. You're going to stay down and do mountain climbers. This is the first option. Other option is like this. It's up to you. 45 seconds. Keep those abs pulled in. Shoulders are tall. Make sure your shoulders stay over your hands. Keep that chin back. Don't hang that head down here. Pull it back. And you can tap it, what I call walking man or running. This is a running man, mountain climber, got a lot of names. This gets your heart rate up, which is good for cardiovascular, right? Keep those abs in support, working those core muscles. Come on up. You can do anything for 45 seconds, right? Now you're gonna pick up your weights. We're gonna do one arm. You're gonna put an elbow on your knee. Again, abs engaged. You're gonna pull that elbow straight up. Now again, I'm not hanging my head. My head is an extension of my body. The arm is staying close to the body. I'm gonna turn to you and show you. See how close that arm is to my body. So I'm not coming out here. Nice and close. Elbows high. And I'm not turning my body. Not going like this. I'm staying parallel to the floor. Engage my core. Just bring that elbow up and squeeze that shoulder blade back. Squeeze it at the top. Get that extra. Right here. And you got about 3 seconds left. You know what you gotta do, right? Can't get lopsided, so you gotta go to the other side. Again, the elbow goes on here so that you're parallel to the ground. If you need to come up here, you just can't do it down here, that's okay. Again, you gotta start somewhere. Look slightly ahead of you, that'll keep you from hanging your head. Where's that belly button? Pull it back to the spine. Squeeze at the top. Think about the squeeze at the top. Try not to jerk it up. If you gotta jerk it up, your weight's probably too heavy at this point yet. Squeeze and control, especially on the descent. The descent is an eccentric contraction, and that is where a lot of strength is gained. It's when your muscle is lengthening against resistance. That means you creating tiny little tears in your muscle. It's a good thing, because your muscle repairs it even better. All right, runner skip. You're gonna start in a running position. You're gonna step forward with that knee. You can do a little hop, or you can just step with the knee. So step, and like I said, you can do a little hop. You don't have to come as low. You can come right here. It'll be as simple as this. I know sometimes it takes coordination, but our brain needs to be worked too, doesn't it? And did you know that exercise, not just exercising your brain, but exercise itself helps delay cognitive decline? So, another good reason to be working out. And again, you have to do both sides, right? So I'm gonna put the other leg back. And in starter's position, you're gonna step forward, knee up. And a little hop if you want. Breathe. And one side's always easier than the other. Seems like we're always more coordinated on one side as well. Music now would be nice now. Keep looking forward. Keep your core engaged. You're gonna pick up your weights. We're gonna do a slight bend over. Again, core is gonna be engaged. So you're gonna raise those arms up. Slow down. Lower them slow. Comes up. Lower slow. What you want to avoid is this. Body doesn't move. Just the arms. It's a slow release. And you're squeezing your shoulder blades together and down towards your pockets. Now I know, usually don't have pockets in workout clothes, but if you had pockets, that's where your shoulder blades would be squeezing down. So imagine with me for a little bit that you have pockets. Pull that belly button back up to the spine, protect that back. And we're coming down, going down to do a chest press. You can typically use heavier weights with these. You're gonna put your hands in the goalpost. You're gonna take your glutes up. Just gonna squeeze up and down. We're in a little bridge. So we're getting some glute and hamstring work at the same time. Think about squeezing your armpits together as you raise it, instead of just pushing those weights up. So if you get that squeeze in, make sure those abs are engaged, you're gonna get more muscle engagement than just trying to push them. Squeeze that up. Stay up in that bridge if you can. If you can't, that's okay. Now with the shoulder, with the elbows, they should be straight up from the shoulders or slightly below, so you're not harming your shoulders either. All right, you got your first 10 exercises done. Hallelujah, come on up. We're going to do a rear lunge with a glute squeeze. You can hang on to weights or you cannot hang on to weights. It's up to you. If you have trouble with balance, have a chair by that you can hang on to. We're going to go down into that rear lunge. And what I want to stress, notice my knee is at a 90-degree and my knee here is not here. Okay, it's in a 90 as well. You should be straight up and down with this. We're going to add a glute squeeze to this. You're going to put one foot back. You're going to step back, come down, squeeze. Come down and squeeze. Think about driving through the heel that's in the front. Shoulder blades back and down. Straight down, squeeze. And squeeze. Another thing you can do this with, you can do it on a step. And just step up and down with that glute squeeze. The higher the step, the more glute engagement, counteracting wonderful gravity. And your chest should be forward. Shoulder blades back and down. Abs engaged. That'll help with your balance. Drive through that heel. Now you know what you gotta do, right? You gotta do the other leg. The other leg is back. And straighten shoulder blades back. Notice that, pretend you're talking to somebody. That way your chest will stay pointed forward. You don't talk to somebody like this, right? So you stay up and down. Keep the body tall. Breathe. Can't stress the importance of that. Notice my back foot. The heel is staying up. It's not coming down like this. Staying up in that lunge. Engage the right muscles. Abs in, support that back. And if you had weights, send them off to the side. We're going to shuffle. A little bit of cardio in. Shuffle to the side. And you can touch the floor or pretend. Up to you. If you touch, make sure you're touching with your legs bending and you're not doing this. Okay. Keep your head up. So we're mixing cardio with weight work. So you're very efficient in your workout. Getting the best of both worlds. Hang in there. 10 more seconds. Good. Good ball. All right, picking up a weight. Or not. You take one leg out to the side. You're gonna lunge down and pull up. Like you're starting a mower, pulling slowly. Pull up, pull it out. Pull that elbow out and around. I'm gonna come front so you can see motion of my arm. Pull that shoulder back. Now what you notice I'm not doing is this. See how my shoulder got really high? That's what's gonna hurt your shoulder. Just gonna lunge forward. Pull it out. Slow and controlled in everything. Got this. Bend and extend this knee. That's in the front. Nice thing about these exercises is these are combination exercises. So you're actually getting to work upper and lower body at the same time. So you get multiple benefits. The key is paying attention to your form and not losing one for the other. Again, I'm not bending at the waist. I'm bending my leg to come forward. My knee is not going past my toe, however. Very important. Abs are engaged, as always. Should always be supporting that spine. You use your abs in everything you do. That's why it's very important. I'm strong. Apologize for that little bit of sun that light gets to sneak through. Shade just doesn't quite cover it. All right. We are going to do chest flies back to the floor with your weights. Again, glutes up, take the arms to the side, squeeze those armpits together. Notice my arms are not bending and extending. They're basically staying in one position. Slight softness in the shoulders, but not bending and extending. So it's almost like when you come up, it's almost like you're hugging a small tree with the shape of those shoulders. Abs in, hips lifted. Now you can put your hips down if this is too much. You can go right here, especially if you're not engaging your abs. This is just an extra benefit, an extra little bit of work. Coming up. Now we get to do a little bit of tough stuff. We're going to squat and jump. Now you can squat and reach and not jump. It's up to you. You only got 45 seconds to do it. So turn. I like to turn. The reason being, kind of forces me to get a little bit up off the floor. I get a little bit extra jump, trying to avoid that little bit of sun. You're halfway. Abs in. Again, if you don't want to jump, you do not have to. You can sit up on the toes, sit back, up on the toes. That'll do it too. All right, grabbing those weights, called the Arnie press. Weights face you. You're gonna twist them up, twist them back down. Elbows in, pelvis tucked under. All the way up, twist them down. Breathe. Keep the pelvis tucked under so you don't arch the back. Doing this sitting down. Sometimes helps with that. If your shoulders get tired, alternate left and right. There's always adjustments that you can make. Breathe. We're almost there. Now, you can do these on or off your weights. Do something called a high plank. Just gonna come up high. Now for you, who'd like an extra challenge, lift one leg. I'll tell you when to switch legs. Hold abs in. And you can do this on the floor. You can do this on a chair. You can do this against the wall. Just gonna hold. Abs in, stay tall in the shoulders. Make sure you're not doing this. This is where you really start to hurt yourself. If you start doing that, come down to your knees. Okay, come down to your knees in that plank. Because you cannot let those shoulders sag. That will just hurt your back. Switch legs, by the way. If you're holding your leg up. Just hold. Notice my head's not hanging down here either. My head is pulled back. It's an extension of my body. And coming up, we are going to do burpees. There's so many options for burpees. Here's the one we're gonna do. We'll jump. Option. Walk out. Stand up. Option. All right, or you can just do it here. Walk in and out. Or jump in and out. You don't want to get that whole thing in. Okay? So burpees. Really get your heart rate up. So pick your level. If you get tired, take it down a notch. That's okay. And remember, you can just walk it and stand up. All right. Another 10 down. Grab some water. We're moving on. Grab one of your weights. We're going to do, they call it sumo squat. Now, with this one, if you do this right, it's a very easy squat to do. Your feet are wide, okay? Notice my feet are past my shoulders. My toes are pointed to the sides, not here. I'm going to go straight down. And the key is, make sure that knee stays over the feet and not in here. Protect that knee. Have to use your abductors to do that. Toes out, and up and down. Not bending forward. Staying straight, up and down. Legs wide, toes out. Toes back. You're gonna squat down. Raise those arms up. Straight down. Squeeze those glutes and hamstrings together. Like I said, if you're doing this squat correctly, it should be one of the easiest squats you've ever done. Because you're using that really huge glute muscle. And the quads and hamstrings are helping, but not working as hard as a straight on squat. So when you raise that weight, arms are straight, push your shoulders down as those arms come up. So you keep your shoulders out of your ears. So I call that a holding pattern. It's kind of a little bit of a rest, actually. Staggered deadlifts. You're on the toe of one and the heel of the other. You'll lean forward from the hips and come straight up. Now notice I'm not rounding my shoulders out and rounding my back out. Keep that back flat. Pretend you're holding a $100 bill with your shoulder blades. And you don't want to lose it. And if you let your shoulder blades go like this, you're going to lose it. So pull it back, hold them together, pull those abs back to your spine. If you only can come here, that's okay. Think about the back of your leg as a pulley. You can also do this without weights. The reason we have the toe down to help us balance switch sides, help us balance. And then we overload one leg, which gives you a little bit extra work. Abs in tight. You're gonna come forward. Again, bring that chest forward and down. Now, if it's really too hard, just go both feet. Again, no. Shoulder blades are pulled back. Squeeze. You'll see some people do deadlifts and bend their knees. And you're not really doing a deadlift. You're doing a squat. So when you go like this, that's a squat. That is not a deadlift. You really want to engage that glute and hamstring. And a little bit of using your lower back. You want that straight leg. Abs in tight. One more. All right. Skinny squat. Meaning our feet are almost touching. These weights are going to be palm up. What you're going to do is you're going to sit back and offer that weight out. So bring it out towards me, not like a bicep curl. Okay, that's a bicep curl. Bring it out towards me and then back. Work in the front of the shoulder. You do get a little bit of bicep in this, more isometric than anything. In other words, static. Sit back like you're going to sit in a chair. If you got a chair, use it as a reference. In my couch right here. I'm going to sit down and press my butt back. Okay? So your knees do not come forward. Keep going. I want to stress, do not do this. You are going to hurt your knees. Bad. All right, set one of those weights down. And hang on to the other. I call this the feed bag throw. You're going to squat down with that weight. And when you're throwing a feed bag over your shoulder, notice the twist. Get a little bit of a twist in there. Abs in. Notice I'm not doing this. Bending over at my waist. I'm squatting down. Keeping my chest forward. Keep that chest forward. A little bit of twist in the obliques. Breathe. Now for me, it's a feed bag throw because I have horses. So, you know what you gotta do, right? Gotta do the other side. Again, bring that weight down. Don't swing it. Bring it down into control. Coming down. Trying to get out of that sun. Again, grab water when you need it. I really like to use the Energize Go for my workouts. It has that slow release energy. It has hydration. Bonus is, has a fat burner. It's an enzyme that turns the white fat to brown fat. So the body will use it for energy. All right. Both ways. Do something called an upright row. Legs are going to be wide. Come down. And pull that weight up to the armpit and back down. So roll those shoulder blades back. Notice, again, I'm not bending forward, staying tall. Also, I'm not doing puppy dog like this. That's puppy dog. Keep that elbow higher than the weight. Pull it back, abs in. Keep the weight close to the body. Good news is, you're almost done. 3 exercises to go. Oh, I lied. 4. But Three main ones. All right, coming down. Hang on to one of those weights. That part is optional. Do something called a glute bridge march. Hold that weight up. You're bring both legs up. One march and down. Up, march, down. Pick the hip up first before you do that march. So it's not here. Okay, it's up, march, down. Up, march, down. Squeeze the glutes together. So if you do this exercise routine, I would like to hear that you did it. I would also like to hear how old you are and what you thought. Because, and how much you normally work out. I mean, I'm almost 63. And I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do next. It's gonna be what I call get out of bed in the morning exercise. I'm gonna do that full sit up. Now I will tell you, if your legs are straight, this one is easier. If you can't sit all the way up without jerking, okay, then just come to here and back down. You want one vertebrae at a time, up and down. So you want the abs pulling in to pull you up. So even before you go to sit up, pull those abs down. Mentally, think about pulling those abs down instead of pushing them out. Because you can form your belly out as well. So you have to consciously think about pulling those abs in. Again, if it's too hard, try straight leg. It's easier. Last two exercises, we're going to do what I call a side plank. You have your elbow underneath your shoulder. Now you can do this on your feet, or you can do this on one knee, okay? So you're gonna lift that hip, and you're just gonna hold it. Belly button is pulled in. You're staying tall, don't hang that head down here. Keep that an extension of the body. Again, if this is too much, go right here and keep that hip up. Hold it. If you get tired, you can't, even at this one, and you can't do it any longer, come down, rest, then come back up into it. This is something you have to work up to. It's a very tough exercise, but when you get it, you have a nice, strong core on the sides as well as in the middle. We want to make sure that our side core muscles are as good as well as our middle core muscles. That makes a lot of sense, right? In other words, your obliques. And one more, you're gonna flip around, other side. For some reason, I miscalculated. So we need one extra 15 or 45 seconds. Again, you're gonna come up, and hold. Again, you can do this on one knee. That's okay too. Ready? We've got our 45 seconds. And holding that up. Now, some people like to do this. Can you help some balance? It's up to you. But keep the shoulders back though. Some people are here because they can't balance as well. Get to the point where you can balance. That strong core. Your balance comes from your core. Keep your head an extension of the body. Hair is trying to pull me to the floor, but I'm not going to let it do this. You keep it straight out from the body. We only have 15 seconds to go. Pull those abs back. Control it. And if you get tired, take a break. Come back to it. And done. You are done. That's your exercise. Make sure you stretch. You know, one of the best stretches you can do, cats and dogs. Make sure you do some of those. If you do a downward dog, you push back into your heels, bring that chest through. Stretches the back of the legs, especially the calves. And I'm going through these quick. You want to hold these. Another stretch, very good stretch to do for that hip flexor. Right down in here, make sure that you're far enough apart where you get that one. Then come back. Chest comes forward. Again, I'm running through them fast. These are just ideas for you. You're going to go through it. Come through here. This is not the stretch part, okay? A stretch, again, chest will come through here. One very good hamstring stretches. Put your feet shoulder width apart. Take your arms up to the side and flat back. Right here, sit back on those heels. Hold that for a period of time, and then you're gonna come drop from top of the head to the floor and hang. Fantastic stretch for hamstrings. And if you have back issues, most people who have back issues have hamstring or have tight hamstrings. So make sure you're stretching those hamstrings. Hip flexors as well. So hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, if you do this exercise routine, I would love to hear about it. Comment, please. Let me know how old you are. Let me know what you think. Let me know how often you work out. Enjoy.